What really happens when someone who won't back down meets someone who refuses to be moved? Picture this: a woman who's strong on her own, loves her freedom, and lives by her own rules. She's not trying to fit in or impress anyone. Then, out of nowhere, she crosses paths with a man who's all about being noticed, someone who thrives on attention and always wants to be in control. The result? Fireworks, power struggles, a psychological tug-of-war. But who comes out whole? Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. I'm your host, Alfred. Let's get started. Today, we're diving deep into what really happens when a Sigma female meets a narcissist. Let's break down who's who. The Sigma female is not your everyday introvert. She's quiet but confident, fully independent, and avoids drama like it's poison. She doesn't need validation, friends in high places, or applause. She's too focused on her own journey to chase that. Then there's the narcissist, a smooth talker with a huge ego who hides his insecurity behind charm. He needs others to praise him constantly. Put these two in the same space, and you've got a recipe for conflict. Neither one backs down easily. So why do they even care about each other? On paper, they shouldn't click at all. She prefers silence, and he lives for attention. But somehow, they notice each other. The narcissist is drawn in by her mysterious calm. Most people react to his charm. She doesn't. That makes her a puzzle he has to solve. He thinks, why isn't she falling for me? He sees her quiet strength and thinks it's a game he needs to win. The Sigma, on the other hand, might be slightly intrigued at first. His boldness is different. She's used to people who don't get her, so someone with confidence can catch her eye, even for a moment. But her instincts are sharp. She watches him closely. She picks up on the forced laughs, the way he always turns conversations back to himself, and how easily he gets annoyed when the spotlight shifts. Her interest quickly turns into caution. She's been through too much to fall for sweet words and surface-level charm. She starts to see him not as a potential partner, but as a threat to her peace. This isn't love. It's not even real attraction. It's a power game. The narcissist wants her attention. She's wondering if he's worth even 5 minutes of it. He sees relationships as tools for ego boosts. She sees straight through the act. What he calls confidence, she sees as arrogance. What he thinks is control, she recognizes as insecurity. His compliments feel fake. Her calm, which he thinks is weakness, only reveals more of his flaws. Their connection is more curiosity than chemistry, and it's not built to last. If you are enjoying so far, then please show your appreciation by leaving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. Drop a comment down below if you agree so far, or come say hello to me. Let's get back into the video. Now imagine a quiet coffee shop. They sit across from each other. The air is heavy with tension. The narcissist leans back, smirking, and says, "You're pretty clever, for someone who doesn't like people." He thinks he's being funny, testing her reaction. Most would feel insulted, not the Sigma. She calmly sips her coffee, looks him in the eye, and says, "Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment." No anger, no drama, just calm. This moment throws him off. He expected her to get defensive, explain herself, or try to win his approval. Instead, she gives him nothing. It's not just a smart comeback, it's a clear sign, "You don't get to shake me." She saw the bait and didn't bite. That bothers him. He's used to controlling conversations, to making people question themselves, but she just shrugs it off. His usual tricks fall flat. Then he might try to regain control with sarcasm or fake concern. "Relax, it was just a joke." but she doesn't respond. She just changes the subject or looks around the room like she's already bored. Her body says everything: crossed legs, a tilted head, eyes that don't stay on him. To someone watching, she might seem uninterested, but it's her strategy. No reaction means no power for him. The narcissist starts to feel helpless. He's used to pulling strings, but she's cut them all. And this one small clash sets the stage for everything that comes next. He realizes he can't control her. She's too calm, too sure of herself, and too uninterested in playing his games. To her, this whole thing just proves her point. He's not deep, he's just loud. And as he sits there frustrated, she's already mentally checked out. She's not here to argue. She's not here to fix him. She's already moving on. And that's what stings the most. This isn't just a small disagreement. It's a clear warning of what's to come when someone who feeds on power meets someone who doesn't need anyone to feel powerful. When a narcissist senses that the Sigma woman isn't falling for his usual charm, he pulls out a flashy move called lovebombing. It's not just being sweet, it's too much, too fast. Huge gifts show up at her door. Her phone is full of romantic messages and big dreams about a perfect future. To most people, it might seem romantic, but to the Sigma, it screams manipulation. She's seen this before. She's watched friends fall for it, thinking the attention meant love. But she knows better. She sees it for what it really is: a performance, a show designed to trap her. The narcissist isn't being genuine. He's just repeating a routine he's used on others, hoping she'll give him control in return. But she doesn't react. She reads his messages with a raised eyebrow and moves on. Nice try, she thinks, but I'm not playing your game. She isn't cold. She's protecting herself. Her Sigma shield comes from life experience, from watching how fake relationships start strong and crash hard. She knows the gifts and compliments aren't for her. They're tools. The narcissist hopes they'll make her feel like she owes him something, but she doesn't take the bait. She says thank you, but never gives back the big reaction he wants. And that drives him crazy. The more he tries to impress her, the less she responds. When he expects her to be amazed, she stays calm. When he tries to get her attention, he gets silence. It turns into a quiet battle. Him throwing emotional fireworks, her not even flinching. What he doesn't get is this: her silence is a mirror. It reflects his tricks back at him. Without her reaction, his act looks silly, like someone trying to sell magic tricks to someone who already knows how they work. She doesn't argue or call him out. She just steps out of the story entirely. And that stings, because once he loses her attention, his whole plan falls apart. He thought he was in control, but now he's just talking to himself. And while he's still trying to win, she's already focused on her own life, building her dreams without him in the picture. The narcissist's best strategy failed, and the Sigma? She's already moved on. A narcissist's world runs on reactions. They need people to cry, yell, or praise them. These emotions make them feel important. Like an emotional vampire, they feed on other people's energy, anger, love, jealousy, anything that shows they matter. But when they meet a Sigma female, nothing works. Her calm isn't fake. It's her way of surviving. She doesn't react the way he expects. When he brags about something, hoping to impress her, she's barely listening. Maybe she's scrolling her phone, sipping tea, or nodding out of politeness. When he finishes, she might just say, "Okay." And that destroys him more than any insult could. Here's why. Narcissists think making someone emotional equals power. If they make you upset, They feel in control. But the Sigma doesn't play that game. When he accuses her of being distant or cold, she doesn't argue, she doesn't explain, she doesn't even care. That nothingness is a nightmare for the narcissist. It's like shouting into a tunnel and hearing no echo. Eventually, he loses it. He yells louder, says worse things, tries harder, but she doesn't move. She might be working, watching a show, or taking a nap while he spirals. His chaos doesn't shake her. Why? Because she's seen this before. She knows fighting with a narcissist is like wrestling in mud. You both get dirty, but they enjoy it. So she simply refuses. When he rants, she might say, just to show she's still there. But she gives him no real emotion to work with. This isn't passive-aggressive. It's smart. She won't fuel his fire. Without her reactions, he starts to unravel. The mask he wears, the charm, the ego, starts to slip. And what's underneath? A scared little boy who can't handle being ignored. In the end, it's not her strength that defeats him. It's the fact that she has no weakness for him to use. The Sigma woman doesn't fight back with loud words. She doesn't scream or cry. Her secret weapon is silence. While the narcissist thinks yelling and drama equals control, she knows real power is quiet. When he tries to make her jealous, maybe saying his ex treated him better, she doesn't flinch. She might shrug and say, "Good for her," and go back to reading. When he paints her as the villain and says she's hurting him, she disappears. She blocks his number, goes offline, and dives into her goals. This isn't ghosting for attention, it's a strategy. She knows narcissists feed on attention, good or bad, so she starves him of it. He keeps texting, begging for a talk. "We need to fix this," he says. But she's already gone. Her social media is silent. Her friends say she's busy with her career. And the narcissist? He's panicking. Without her attention, he falls apart. And still, she doesn't look back. She's not being heartless. She's being smart. She puts her time into things that bring peace, her dreams, her hobbies, her future. Every hour she spends ignoring him is an hour he spends wondering what went wrong. That's the beauty of her silence. He can't twist it into a fight. He can't use it against her. There's nothing to attack, no anger to poke, no sadness to comfort. She's a wall he can't climb. Even if he tries to ruin her name, her true friends see the difference. She's not cruel. She's just done. Quietly, completely, and without regret. Meanwhile, the narcissist is left struggling in his own need for attention, reaching out for someone who's already let go. But the Sigma female isn't looking to beat him. Her real win is in not letting him shape her story. While he's stuck rethinking every moment, looking for hidden meanings in her silence, she's already far ahead, busy creating a life so full and peaceful that he fades into background noise. Her strength isn't just in getting through the storm he caused, it's in blooming beautifully after it. And that's what really hits him. Not the silence, not the goodbye, but the way she proved he was never worth holding on to. When the narcissist realizes his usual mind games no longer work, panic kicks in. His ego takes a hit, and he switches into attack mode. That charming smile, it fades fast. Now he's making her look like the bad guy, cold, heartless, or unstable to anyone who'll listen. He sends long messages to old friends, spreads quiet gossip at work, and watches her every move online. Even though she barely posts, he still reads into every photo, every caption. Was that about me? Who's she with now? And when that doesn't get a reaction, he drags other people into the mess, old flings, new flings, trying to make her jealous. "Look how happy I am without you," he'll say loudly, though his actions scream desperation. But the joke's on him. The Sigma's image is solid. She didn't build her life around other people's opinions. Her close friends, they know the truth. They've seen her kindness, her strength, her honesty. As for strangers, she couldn't care less what they think. While he's spinning lies and obsessing over her next move, she's catching flights, not feelings. Maybe reading a book at an airport gate, heading off on a solo trip to somewhere sunny. His attempts to bring her down just make him look weaker. She never fights back. She doesn't need to. Her quietness does the talking. The more noise he makes, the more obvious it becomes. He's the only one still playing the game. And the audience? Gone. Narcissists love a big ending. They want doors slammed, long arguments, dramatic messages. That way, they can twist the story to make themselves the victim. But the Sigma female, she's different. She won't give him a show. One day she's just gone. No long talk, no dramatic post. She stops replying. Her accounts go quiet. Her playlists disappear. It's like she never existed, and he can't handle it. He writes angry texts. "You owe me an explanation." But she never reads them. This isn't cold-hearted. It's self-protection. She knows if she says anything, he'll twist her words, start an argument, or try to pull her back in. So she says nothing. Her silence isn't about power. It's about peace. She's not avoiding conflict. She's choosing not to let him control how she leaves. While he's writing messages filled with blame, she's erasing his number, dropping off his old hoodie at a donation bin, and clearing her mind. She already cried weeks ago while he was still pretending everything was fine. Now, she's focused on rebuilding, one day at a time. He's still stuck in the past. She's already creating her future. Half a year passes. The narcissist is still going on about her. He's at the bar, slurring stories to strangers. You wouldn't believe what she did. He's in new relationships, but nothing's changed. He charms, then criticizes, then walks away. The cycle repeats because he's never grown. And her? She's become a quiet reminder in his mind that he can't forget. He Googles her late at night, hoping to see failure, but instead, a new job title, a glowing article, a project she always dreamed of finally done. "She's nothing without me," he mutters bitterly, ignoring the truth. She's better because he's gone. Her life didn't fall apart after him. It finally took off. She's starting that side business she put off, writing that book she always talked about, hiking the mountain she once imagined they'd climb together. Her independence, once something he feared, is now her greatest shield. She's not angry. She's focused. Friends are amazed. "How did you heal so fast?" they ask. She just smiles. The truth? She didn't bounce back. She chose herself. That's the real difference. Narcissists drain your soul. Sigma females restore theirs. While he's spinning in circles, blaming everyone but himself, she's showing the world what strength looks like in silence. His legacy? A trail of burned bridges. Hers? A life built on truth. He's still shouting into the void. She's too busy living to hear it. In the end, what hurts him most isn't her rage. It's her peace. Because now, he knows. He was never the main character in her story. Just a chapter she closed without looking back. When a Sigma woman crosses paths with a narcissist, it's more than just a dramatic clash between two personalities. It's a powerful look into human behavior that grabs our attention. Why? Because it goes against what we usually believe about who holds power in relationships. We've all seen, or maybe even been in toxic relationships where the narcissist calls the shots, using charm, mind games, and emotional highs and lows to keep control. But the Sigma woman, she doesn't get swept away. She doesn't just make it through, she changes the entire game. Experts say we're drawn to this dynamic because it flips the idea that the loudest person always wins. Narcissists shout, perform, and manipulate. But the Sigma? She stands calm and quiet, and that calmness exposes how weak the narcissist really is. It's like watching someone win a fight without throwing a single punch, just by using the other person's energy against them. This is where something psychologists call emotional immunity comes in. Most people crave connection and approval, which makes them easy targets. Compliments make them feel high. Criticism makes them insecure. Silence drives them crazy. But the Sigma doesn't react like that. Her confidence comes from inside, not from praise or attention. She's like a locked vault, strong, self-sufficient, and not looking to be unlocked by anyone. This isn't coldness, it's wisdom. She chooses where her energy goes. She sees relationships like a table of choices. She takes what's useful and ignores the rest. That level of self-control feels rare, even magical. In a world where being open and emotional is often seen as brave, her ability to protect her peace and walk away without drama is bold and refreshing. So, why does this story hook us in so deeply? Because it's not what we expect. Society assumes people hurt by narcissists will cry, complain, or seek revenge. The Sigma does none of that. She simply stops playing the game. And in doing so, she makes us look at our own habits, our people-pleasing, our need to explain ourselves, our fear of disappointing others. She shows us another way. You don't have to fight to win. You can simply walk away, and that alone can be the biggest blow to someone who thrives on attention. Her silence doesn't mean she lost. It means she saw through the performance and refused to play along. That's how she strips the narcissist of their power, by not giving them an audience. The Sigma female doesn't just avoid getting trapped by narcissists. She teaches us how to protect our energy in a world full of people who try to drain it. Here are the key lessons she lives by. Spot the signs early. Narcissists don't walk in with warning labels. They show up with over-the-top compliments, expensive gifts, and wild promises. This trick is called lovebombing, and it's meant to hook you fast. But the Sigma doesn't fall for it. She doesn't hear, "You're the most amazing person I've ever met," and melt. She raises an eyebrow. Her rule: if it's too much too soon, something's off. Real love builds slowly. Manipulation rushes in fast. If it feels like a movie, she leaves before the second act. Protect your space. Not every argument is worth your time. The Sigma treats her time and energy like gold. She doesn't get pulled into pointless fights. She doesn't waste breath defending her choices. If someone calls her selfish for having boundaries, she doesn't flinch, she just moves on. To people who live for drama, she becomes boring on purpose. That's called the grey rock method, giving them nothing to feed on. She knows attention is fuel for toxic people, so she gives them none. Build your own life. Revenge, not her style. Success is her answer. While narcissists get stuck gossiping or obsessing over the past, the Sigma keeps growing. She learns new skills, travels, builds businesses, and invests in things that give her joy. Her victories aren't loud, they're lasting. Every step she takes forward is proof that she's unstoppable. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Her results do the talking. The biggest thing we learn from her: you don't need to fight toxic people, you just need to stop giving them space in your life. You can start small. Don't reply to that guilt-tripping text. Say no without explaining why. Spend your weekends doing what fills your cup, not what pleases someone else. The Sigma's power doesn't come from being distant. It comes from choosing not to let anyone else run her life. After everything fails, manipulation, charm, anger, the narcissist has one last trick up his sleeve: the apology. But don't get it twisted. This isn't real remorse. It's a script, one he's used many times before. I've changed. You were right. Let's start over. He'll say all the right things, maybe even cry. But the Sigma sees through the act like a glass window. She doesn't feel flattered. She feels insulted. Why? Because the apology isn't about growth. It's about control. It's a rope he's tossing, hoping to pull her back into his game. But the Sigma doesn't bite. She doesn't need an apology to move on, and she sure doesn't need permission to heal. While he's rehearsing his lines, she's busy deleting old messages and planning her next big move. His sorry is just noise, and she's already found peace in the silence. To her, real change isn't words, it's consistent action. And since he can't even handle being ignored, she knows he'll never have the strength to truly change. Time passes. She's glowing now. New job, new goals, new peace. And just like that, he's back. Maybe it's a "Hey stranger" text. Maybe he replies to an old story with a heart emoji. Maybe he shows up where he knows she'll be. The narcissist always returns, not because he loves her, but because he hates losing. But what he doesn't understand is, she's not the same woman he left. That version of her who might have questioned, doubted, or hesitated. She's long gone, replaced by someone wiser, stronger, and completely uninterested. He tries to be cute, reminisces about what they had. But to the Sigma, it's like a bad movie she watched once and never finished. She doesn't block him out of anger. She simply doesn't respond. No reaction, no closure, just clean air. That's her final answer. And the message is clear. She's not looking backward. Not because she forgot, but because she finally remembered who she was. So, what really happens when a Sigma female meets a narcissist? It's a battle between someone with deep self-respect and someone desperate for attention. The narcissist plays dirty, tries everything to stay in control. But the Sigma, she doesn't even play. She walks away, still calm, still whole. She doesn't need revenge. She has peace. And the narcissist? He's left behind, wondering why she didn't fight for him. The truth? She wasn't cold. She was just unshakable. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to the channel for more daily content like this. This has been your host, Alfred. I'll see you in the next video, same time tomorrow. Until next time.